sorry I'm late. And I'm going to show you guys what happened and what I goofed up on. Total accident, I promise. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do it at all. Oh my gosh, where is everybody? Where are my comments? Come on, Facebook, show my comments on here. What is going on? Chimney is the keyword, you guys. All right, there they are. Now they're coming through. Hey, Terry. Hello, everybody. Hey, Jackie. Hello, Darlene and Joni. Hi, Rachel. Hello, Paulette. Hello, Michelle and Melinda. Hello, Jan. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you guys doing tonight? Hi, Lisa Marie. Hi, Florine. There's everybody. Come on in. Hi, Kathy. Hello, Pam. Hi, Holly. All right, you guys. So, here's what I did. Hey, Shay. Hey, Vicki. Here's what I did. I was planning my project for tonight, and I didn't pay attention to the size of the transfer. I was just looking at the design, and I paired it with a surface that I loved, and then when I pulled out the transfer, I was like, oh, this is an A, and I thought it was a B. So it would no longer work with that surface, but I discovered something awesome in this mistake, okay? Oh yeah, I'm here just a little bit late tonight. Hello, everybody. So, you guys, this is the transfer we're going to do tonight. It's Claw's Chimney Service. I don't know why, but I thought that this was a B-size transfer. And I really wanted to do this on Galvanized. So I grabbed out our Galvanized sheet, planned the entire project, and then pulled out my transfer, and I was like, oh, it's an A. So I quickly tried to cut the Galvanized sheet in half. To no avail, you guys. It did not work to cut it in half, but look what happened in the process. I folded it, and now I have a new surface that can be used this way and hung like this, or we could even make it look like a book. And I'm super excited to plan tomorrow's project with these. Hopefully I can get it all figured out. But you guys, look what I did. I'm excited about this now. I'm excited that this happened because I feel like I can make something fantastic with our galvanized sheet shaped like that. Oh, you guys, super exciting. All right, but let's get into our project for tonight. My impromptu had to figure it out. Still wanted to go with galvanized. Found a surface. Oh, hi Dale. Found a surface in my stash from the Dollar Tree that's still galvanized. So you guys, this one right here is what we're going to use tonight. This is again from the Dollar Tree, crafting square, galvanized sign, and it is shaped like a mason jar. Can Santa and a chimney be on a mason jar? When you're crafting, absolutely. You can do whatever you want to. So we're going to do this tonight. Hi, Karen. And I do still have ideas. What are you guys thinking about that that galvanized sign? Now that it's been folded like that. Do you guys like that? Are you excited? Ooh, we'll see what happens. Okay, so I want to use galvanized, but I want to make this look like it is an old... Oh, Allie loved her desk and setup. I don't think she's moved from that spot other than pee and eat since she got home yesterday. And you guys, I have some stories to tell you. You have this one. Okay, so we're going to paint this up tonight, but I kind of wanted this to look like it was an old school galvanized sign, okay? You guys know what I'm talking about? To where it looks like it belongs in an antique, shop or whatever. So we're going to grab out some different Waverly chalk paints to paint with. You could also paint with your chalk paste if you want to, but we're going to use paint tonight instead. Santa is everywhere. Yes, it is that time, you guys. It is crafting season for Santa Claus, for sure. So I'm going to use a couple of different colors, and we're going to grab out some color trays just because I think that this is going to be easier to do on color trays. Hi, Deb. Hi, Patty. This first color here that I'm using is called Lacquer. And it's a little bit darker of a red. We don't need a ton. That's probably way too much as it is. So I'll tell you guys a little bit of a story because I haven't been on in a couple of nights. Working on that stuff for Allie. Oh no, Wendy! Canada Post is on strike again. Oh my gosh. That's insane. And for some of you guys, like the Peanuts transfers that just came out last week, there's a couple of them that are already low stock and they are low inventory and they won't restock, which is insane. So if you haven't gotten your Peanut transfers yet, grab them as quickly as you can. Wow, I don't think I'm ever going to get this lid back on here. There it goes. Hello, Cheryl. Vendor event today was very slow. People not buying much. Made 110 after. Oh, man, Carol. Well, maybe it'll pick up as it gets closer to Christmas. I am sure that it will. All right, then we're also going to go with some Merlot, which is another red, but it kind of has a little bit of like a burgundy to it. Again, I don't think I need that much. Just a little bit will do ya. So, you guys, I have been lately waking up and just feeling so tired. I drop the kids off from school. I come home and I'm just exhausted and I sit there at my computer and it probably takes me until like 10 o'clock to actually like wake up and be productive, even though I sit there staring and scrolling forever. It's bad, y'all. And I have my list and I'm not very productive before 10 o'clock. And so on Thursday, I took the kids to school. Oh no, Connie! I took the kids to school. Oh, I think I just got paint on my face. I did. I took the kids to school on Thursday, and there's this walking path behind the school. But there's a gate that's right there. And I was like, you know what, maybe I just need to get up and actually get moving in the morning. And so I asked one of the faculty members if that gate remained open throughout the day. And she's like, yeah, you can get back there and you'll be able to get back through. And I said, all right, good. Then I'm going to take Willow for a walk. You guys, we walked about a mile and then turned back around to come back to the school. And I get back to that gate and it's locked. Not just shut, padlocked shut. So we turned back around and went back a mile down the road again. Walked down the street to get over to the next road where there was a sidewalk and then back up to the school. Almost 4 miles on Thursday for a little walk. Ah! I won't make that mistake again. But we're going to start walking every morning because I was home by 9:30 and wide awake and felt great. So, you guys, I just need more exercise apparently. Hi, Kathleen. All right, you guys, I'm going to use a sea sponge tonight. I absolutely love these little sea sponges. And you can get these at Hobby Lobby. You can get these just about anywhere. And we're going to paint with this tonight. Does acrylic paint work as well? Okay, so that's a great question. For those of you who are newer, I can tell you that chalk sticks best to chalk. Okay? So, if you're painting with acrylic paint, your chalk paste, when you paste on top of it, may not stick as well to acrylic as it does to chalk paint. So, I suggest always going with chalk paint when you're chalking, when you're going to put a design on top of it, or transfer on top of it. I always suggest that. All right, so we're just going to dab on, and we're going to start with this red. I missed a comment, I think. So much for taking Fridays. I know, right, Jess? Well, I had to take Thursday off because then her desk came early. I'm telling you what, I cannot stick to a schedule to save my life. I mean, well, it's been Friday nights off for forever, but yeah, we ended up going Thursday instead. I need to sleep more than 5 hours a night. You are so right about that, Mary. But I won't. I won't. Like, I'll get done with this, and I'll get my stuff cleaned up, and then I'll go downstairs, and I will sit downstairs at the television, and I'll watch TV while folding laundry until 1 o'clock in the morning. But my phone will be on sleep mode so that I don't have to answer any messages from anybody. Kurt, John's friend, will blow up our group messenger all hours of the night, and it drives me insane. Hi, Christine. All right, you guys, so we've got that red there right in the middle. And I don't want this to look like it's got full coverage because this is a galvanized thing, right? So then we're going to pick up with that same sea sponge a little bit of this, thank you, Carol, a little bit of this Merlot. And we're going to go right next to it with the Merlot and the red kind of mixed together. And kind of blend this to be darker on the outsides than what it is on the inside, okay? You haven't been sleeping great lately either? It's just, yeah, I don't know if it's the weather too. I don't know if but I think for me, it's just, I think too much. And then I don't want to get up. But Saturdays and Sundays, you guys, I sleep until I want to get up. I sleep till I can sleep no more. And then stay in my pajamas until, I don't know, I think it was like 11 when I finally got up and took a shower today. All right, so Merlot is next, and I want to try to blend this as much as I can with this sponge. But I'm dabbing it. I'm not rubbing it. We're going to dab this right in here. So once I get this Merlot on there, I'm going to come back in with this red again, that lacquer color. And we're going to blend it out again with the lacquer. Right into that Merlot. And really try to get this just really well blended together between all the colors. Oh no, Carol, that's not good. So Evan actually had a slumber party last night, you guys. And he went to his friend's house and he had so much fun at the slumber party. They went to the jump park, trampoline park, and just had a blast. And Allie was sitting down to eat dinner with me and she's like, wow, it's so quiet, Mom. You slept about the same when you were my age? All right, you guys, so that's what we've got so far. And I think that looks great blended together. Can you guys see? Oh yeah, it looks even better in the camera than it does facing me, I think. All right, I'm going to offload some of this color now onto my paper, and then I'm going to pick up just a little bit of some of the black. This is Waverly Black. And I'm just going to lightly tap this right around the edges of this jar. Very, very, very light-handedly around the edges. Hi, Deborah. So simple project. Ooh, I like it a lot with that black on there. Ooh-wee. This is looking awesome. Just ever so lightly getting that black right on that edge. Where's my black at? There it is. And just trying to make this look aged and vintage and like it kind of fades into different colors. All right, I think I want to pick up a little bit of that red that's in the middle. Oops. Nope, maybe I don't. Yeah, I do. Turning my sponge sideways, I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that so it kind of matches the amount of paint that I've got on the rest of it. I think my little sponge was wetter when I did that red in the middle. Oh, you guys, I love how that looks. This paper right here, it's just painting paper from the from Walmart or from Home Depot. That's all it is. And this is a galvanized metal sign. All right, you guys. I got it all over myself. Now we've got to dry this. And I hardly used any of that paint too. There's still a lot left. Wow. Now the thing about galvanized is that when you dry it, it's going to get really, really hot. It is metal. And if you don't seal this project, it will scrape off. So it kind of does become a semi-permanent. But you can absolutely dry all of this right on here and get that paint to stay. So you guys, today was actually a very, very, very productive day for me. I got almost all my laundry done. Got most of my house cleaned up. And I feel like I'm a lot more caught up than what I was on Thursday. And so when Evan came home, he asked me, he said, Mom, can we start decorating for my party tomorrow? And I think we can. So he's going to be super excited to start getting that decorated. We do have a Halloween party every year here. Didn't have one last year, but we're going to have one again this year, and he's so, so, so excited for it. That dried really fast, too. All right, let's take a look. Let me hold this up so you guys can see what it looks like. Look at that, you guys. Do you love the color on there? I think that looks fantastic. With that blended the way that it is. Oh, I love it. All right. Now, before we put our transfer down on there, we do want to make sure that this is cooled down. You don't want it to be super hot, because if your surface is hot before you put your chalk paste on here, then your paste is going to dry really, really fast, and it's going to pull up really quickly. So we're going to grab some surface wax, and we're going to wax over top of this paint that we just put on here. Man, this drawer is just not deep enough for all my stuff. You have healthy cookies and they taste like cardboard. Most healthy cookies do, Carol. Oh, hi, Linda. Linda, I was late today. I didn't come on until 10 o'clock today. My time, 10 o'clock. All right, so we're going to put some surface wax right on top of here. And even though we painted this, we still want to make sure that we fuzz our transfer. So let's... I have too much stuff in my drawer. We're definitely going to buff this off. And then we're going to do, wonder if the chickens will, we're going to do this transfer just in bright white. Okay, no special colors, no anything else. Just bright white, and see how it looks. I think it's going to look good. I think it's going to look good. And I think it's going to look old and vintage when we're done with it. All right, here we go. Yeah, you didn't miss a lot. You really didn't. All we've done is paint this so far. I was late coming on. I guess I was in discovery mode, you guys. All right. This is still a very non-porous surface. We're going to give this a lot of wax. I mean, a lot of fuzz. Keep in mind, you guys, that the less porous your surface, the more you need to wax, or the more you need to fuzz, even if you do paint it first. And also because you don't want any of this paint to come up. So a lot of fuzz on the back of that transfer. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this guy right in the middle, making sure that I leave room at the top for some embellishments. They don't buff the wax. If they don't buff the wax, then, I mean, they must be very, 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 very light-handedly, barely rubbing their surface wax pad over top of their surface. But I promise you, they probably get messages from their viewers going, I waxed it and it's not sticking. If you have too much wax on your surface, then your paste is not going to stick. All right, let's go ahead and lay this down here. Make sure it's pressed down fairly well and you've got no air bubbles in there. And then I have people ask me all the time, how does it always come out so perfectly? You guys, the trick, really, really the trick is do not put pressure down when you're putting your paste down. I'm telling you right now, that is the trick. I'm going to grab a small squeegee, which is actually the bigger one of the two. And literally, you guys, we're going to put the paste down on here, and you just want to let the paste fall into the silk screen, okay? We're not putting pressure down to push that paste in. We're letting it fall into place and covering all of that design. You guys can even see how thick it is right now. Let it fall into place. We're very, very, very gently putting our paste onto that transfer. Then you're going to hold your squeegee straight up and down and pull it toward you or whatever direction and squeegee off that excess. Okay, if you put pressure on there, then you could be creating air bubbles and forcing the paste up and underneath it. So very light-handed, very, 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 like no pressure at all. Squeegee off the excess and then just make sure that it's in all the areas where it should be. I missed that long comment. Hold on a second. All right, and then while it's still wet, you're going to pull this up. And just kind of give it a wiggle and come towards you. And I promise you, if you do it that way, it's going to be perfect every time. If you take too long, it'll start to dry. If you put too much pressure down, it could push out underneath and cause air bubbles. Let your paste just fall right into place. All right, I got to put some water on this baby, and then I'll hold this up so you guys can see him. I think it looks cool. I think it looks really good. I'm going to go back and check that comment in just a second here, too. All right, so I'm just spraying this down so I can take it to my sink and wash it with my board eraser. Look at our Santa. Isn't that cool? I think he looks so good on there. Definitely looking vintage. All right, where was that comment? When using wax, do you need to wipe it off some or let it dry for a while before using paste on top? As I use a little dab and my transfer still has problems sticking. I would always buff it off. Every time I always buff it off. Just like on your car. When you wax your car, you're going to put the wax on there and then you're going to buff it back out. And it doesn't look like there was ever any wax on there after you've buffed your car, but it still stays on and does the job. It's the same thing with the surface wax. You put it on there and you buff it right back off as if you had never put any on in the first place. Now we're going to give this a good dry again, and then we can embellish this thing. Isn't that cute? Thank you. Very, very simple. You're welcome. All right, you guys. Oh, it's hot. Whoo, that's hot. I think it looks adorable though. So stinky cute. All right, let's add some embellishments to this. Keep in mind, you guys, this is still metal. Even your glue is going to be extra hot when doing this. So just keep that in mind, okay? Now I'm debating on the top up here. Because it's a mason jar, I think what I want to do, you guys, I've never tried this before, but, I think I want to go with a little bit of silver. Oh, Bun, I am so glad that that helps. I think the wax is a game changer. All right, you guys, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not, but we're going to try it. No, I don't want this color. I don't want silver. I want bronze. I want bronze. This was not part of my original plan, you guys. I'm changing my direction right now. Hi, Carol. All right, so we're going to go with a... Ooh... I want a stiff brush. And I know I've got some. I'm looking, you guys. I'm looking. I got 1,000 brushes over here. And I just want one that's a little bit stiffer. So I'm going to use one of these. A ribbon that has stripes to use at the top. I have a bunch of different stuff over here for ribbons to use, yes. But I'm going to try to grab some of this bronze wax on a stiff brush, you guys. You never know when to use wax. So anytime that you paint a surface, that's when you want to use wax. You don't want to use wax if it's a chalkboard surface. And if you've got wood, oh yeah, Brenda, if you've got a wood surface, and then that wax is going to fill in the grain and help any of your chalk paste from going into the grain of the wood. So it just smooths out your surface a little bit. All right, I'm going to attempt. Yes, this is going to work. I'm just going to use my brush, and I'm going to kind of go in straight lines. On the top of this jar, just to kind of give it more of a... You guys know how mason jars, it looks like the lid's going to twist? That's my goal here. But I want to use my bronze wax to do it. Oh, it's kind of pulling my paint off a little bit. Too thick. Okay, but at least now it separates that jar lid from the rest of it. So I do like that. So you guys see what I did there? I just kind of added some of that bronzing wax on there. And now it just looks like the jar is separate, or the lid of the jar is separate from the rest of it. All right, here we go. Just to add a little bit. I'm playing around now. Coming up with ideas and playing around. Thank you. All right, let's dry that real quick. And then we're going to add some embellishments to this. Now, the reason that I went with the bronze is because I actually have some rusty bells that I thought would look really good on here. So, we're going to add a few little embellishments to this. And some little rusty bells. All right. So I actually had, this came out of an autumn package of trim from Michael's. And so we're just going to add some ribbons on here. I'm not sure if I want to do a bow. Thank you. Or if I just want to use this stuff. I like that the color matched pretty well though. Okay, I think we're going to wrap this stuff around and then add the other stuff on top of it. Hi, Pam. So we're going to glue this right there at the top. Okay, trust the process. Hey, Laura, where do you get the stars that you put in your bonus boxes that you sold? Because I got them on Amazon. They came in a package. It looks like this. Ooh, we might even be like, oh, we could probably add one of those to this too, y'all. And it would look cute. All right, so this one's going to go right over top of the other one. And I think we are going to make a cute little bow. Let's see how it looks first before we glue it down. What did I do? You buy them all the time for every season. I love these trims. I think they're fantastic. How did that not... What did I do? Apparently I need to practice tying my shoes. Because that's literally all that I did there. There it goes. I don't know why I couldn't get that. Yes, yes, yes. I'm loving this so far. The which one's the star anise? No, it's not. I did not plan to use that tonight, but now that it's been asked about, I'm like, okay, that would probably be cute. And I don't think it's in my Amazon shop either. Okay, so far I like how this looks. Let's cut this a little bit though. It's too long. Oh no, Ruth, I don't know what is going on with Facebook lately. The Book of Faces is just being not kind to some people. All right, we're going to glue this right down there. Just to make sure that that stays. Oh, yo, so far I love this. So far, so cute, right? So far, so cute. But I feel like we got to add some extras to this. So I'm going to grab, where's it at? I had it out and then I put it away. This thing right here. We're going to grab some metal wire. And I've got some rusted bells that are really, really cute. Hi, Carol. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. These are brand new as well from Amazon. them. They do make a mess when you open the package, though. Thank you, Crystal. And I'm just going to take some of this wire. We're going to wrap this right around here and add a couple of little rusted bells to this. So I think what I want to do, thank you. We're going to put this one under. Ooh, I'm not loving that. We're about to figure it out, though. All right, I'm going to put a bell at the end right here. And just give it a twist. Now I have way too much wire. But we're figuring it out. Let's see if we can go underneath. That ribbon. I should have gone up. I'll figure it out. Up and under that one. We'll go through that one and we're just going to make the little bells hang in there. What was that? A crimp bead would hold the wire in. I don't have a crimp bead. But this is going to work. We're just going to go up and around and over. And under and through to grandmother's house we go. Pull the bell in your red and... I'm kind of putting it underneath so that it falls down a little bit. I don't want to just let it... I don't want to just let them... I don't want to glue them down. I guess that's what I'm saying. So I just spun that belt a little bit, and then we can cut off that excess wire. So it just kind of goes through the two, so we've got the cute little bells right there. And then Carol had mentioned that star, and I don't know how to pronounce it, that stuff. So let's see how one of these is going to look on here too, and if that just adds even more cuteness to it. And they do, they smell. The keyword is chimney. You guys, I love that. Thank you, Vicki. We're going to add the star, that stuff right there, right to the middle of that red bow. And I think that this is just going to be the cutest little thing. I love these because they look like the Star of Bethlehem. So they're super, super, super cute. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right. Last but not least, see, it makes a mess. See, it makes a mess. We need to have a way to hang this. And I don't want to use wire, I don't think. No, maybe I do want to use wire. Let's go ahead and just grab the wire that we had then. Anise. Like it's not your nephew, it's a niece. Is that how it goes? It's not your nephew, it's a niece. Tell me if I'm wrong. But that's what it sounds like to me. Alright, we're going to use that same wire, and we're just going to hang this like this. Chimney is the key word. have to go to sleep. I have to bed up. Oh my gosh, Carol, go to bed. I love you, girl. Get some sleep. Okay, it's not a nephew, it's a niece. I love it. All right, we're just using thin wire to hang this. Simple and easy. You guys, I think that this turned out super cute. What was the thing I used to clean up? It's a vacuum. It's a vacuum cleaner. It's a desk vacuum. All right, you guys, there it is. There it is, our cute little Saint Nick coming down the chimney in a jar. In a jar. Because why not? Oh, okay. There we go, you guys. I hope you can see that pretty well. But it turned out super cute. And super, super easy to do. I love him. I so love him. All right, you guys. There's our late night craft project. Really cute, really easy. Very, very simple to do. Yes, you guys, if you see these metal things at the Dollar Tree, you can absolutely chalk on them. And you can chalk on them without painting it first as well. And it'll totally work for you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all. That's it for tonight. I'm going to try to figure out what I'm going to do with this thing. If you missed it earlier, this was my goof today. I somehow made something really awesome, though. So we're going to try to do something with this tomorrow night. I can't wait. I can't wait. I got to figure it out, but I'm going to figure it out. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great Saturday night, and I'll see you guys back here again tomorrow night. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.